Hello there, my name's Steve. This is the first of two videos about OCD and particularly the scrupulosity arm of it. I'm sure if you are someone who has struggled with OCD that you have seen a lot of videos on YouTube already. Some of them are really, really good. Some are from people who have been, struggling, maybe like you and me. Others are maybe more formal practitioners, doctors, psychologists, that kind of thing, who have been good enough to give their insights and guidance and trying to help us folks out. What I wanted to do really with this video, as I say, it's the first of two. I want to talk about, if possible, just really the bottom line of my recent struggles, which I hope may help you. The second video will be specifically with a Christian viewpoint to it. I'm a Christian myself, and I think there are some pointers there which it would be useful for us to think about. So in this first video, I want to perhaps remind us of some of the key and helpful factors which sufferers of OCD are often reminded of. When you get an attack of OCD, and I guess this can apply to most forms of OCD, whether you're a cupboard rearranger, whether you need all your baked bean tins facing the right way round, or tidy angles and surfaces, whether you are a checker, or with the side of it that I've been struggling with, which is a real sense of needing to be very, very honest. Have I said it right? Do I need to re-explain? Am I being deceitful? Do I need to apologise again for something? Whichever arm of it really it is, we call it a spike, don't we? You get that OCD spike which comes along demanding that you perform some kind of compulsion to get some relief. And I won't go through examples of that. If you're an OCD sufferer or if you know someone who has OCD, how a lot of those compulsions are likely to play out. So just really in this video, I wanted to sort of come, if possible, to a bottom line, and really my heart is just to help a little bit on the back of my own struggles. As I say, some really, really useful videos out there already with some excellent progressive teaching and progressive guidance on what OCD is, how it manifests itself, and the thinking that we need to begin to adopt in order to overcome it. I would say, if it came down to a bottom line, it really is this. Every time you get an OCD spike, fear is behind it. Fear. And what I found particularly helpful is to recognize that when the thought comes that is loaded with fear, there is my evidence that it is OCD. There is, if you like, it's over-revealed itself for the lie that it is, and therefore I'm going to decide not to perform the compulsion. So in my own case with scrupulosity, when that thought comes, Steve, you've lied. Steve, you need to be clearer. You're being deceitful. You're not being honest enough, etc., etc., etc. What I need to do is to recognize that that thought has come packaged in fear. And therefore, I had the right to ignore it. If I go into the content of that thought and I begin to reason with the thought, the correctness of it, the rightness of it, is there evidence in that thought that I have indeed, committed the heinous crime of whatever it is? I'm going to be in trouble, and I'm going to go searching. I'm going to go down those little avenues and I'm going to be looking for evidence. I'm going to be wanting that certainty that I'm not guilty. that I haven't been deceitful, something like that. But if I can recognize that because the thought has come packaged with an unnatural fear and sense of dread, can any of you relate to this? If that's how it has come, I can chuck it out. And what I've been learning to do is to stand a lot firmer on that basis. And I've found that the spikes are disappearing a lot faster. A lot faster. If it comes with fear, throw it out. Now, with your particular expression of OCD, I mean, I guess the classic one is checking things. You know, did I lock the door? Did I turn off the hair straighteners? Whatever it is. You know, it seems a big risk, doesn't it? It seems a big risk. But I guess that's where you learn. That's where you actually learn that as convinced as you were that you need to check, that you need to perform the compulsion, that you don't need to. You need to evidence it for yourself. You need to clock the progression of what's going on in your head and realize that this thing is a red herring. Okay? And sometimes you might not make it. Sometimes you'll need to do the compulsion. Sometimes you'll need to check. And I can understand that. But I've also found that as I have done that, the relief is so temporary, and as sure as a bus follows a bus, there will be another one along, as convincing as the last one. Your next OCD spike is your opportunity to say no. I feel fear, therefore I am not going there. Here is an opportunity for me to prove that to myself. I hope that's just a little bit helpful for somebody. God bless you. Bye-bye.